Start waking up the chi. Start tapping the top of the head. Coming onto the back of the head, back of the neck, and top of the spine. And coming as far down the spine as you can reach. And coming back up one more time, down the sides of the head, onto the sides of the neck. And coming back up again, and we'll work our way down the forehead. And just gently on the closed eyes. And coming onto the cheeks. A little bit around the mouth. And coming up to the temples. And then we'll just slowly work our way down that jawline and out towards the chin. And tilting the head up. Gently tapping the front of the neck and throat. You're working our way down and onto the thoracic. We'll do a few kind of sighing, whatever sound feels good to kind of release here. We'll do it together. So go ahead and exhale, inhale. Couple more. And one more. Nice. And onto the tops of the shoulders. Start digging in a little more here. And coming onto the other side. Digging in, starting to deepen the breath. And we'll come down onto the chest. And really filling the lungs here. And allowing that exhale to support releasing whatever it is that we have to release. And coming onto the belly and making some circles on the belly. Really bringing that breath down into the belly. So really pushing the belly out against the hands. And reversing directions. And a few taps on the sides. And then coming to the lower back. So we're waking up the kidneys a little bit here, waking up our water elements, and just kind of tapping around the lower back a little bit. Still with the nice deep breaths, and bring that into the belly. And then coming as far up the lower back as you can reach onto the adrenals, deep breath in, and exhale down, and onto the sacrum. And one more time, deep breath into the upper kidneys, and exhale down. And then coming onto the glutes, waking up the chi of the legs. And working our way down the backs of the legs. Coming up the front side. Working our way down the outside of the legs. And coming up the inside. And one more time, backside down. And the front side coming up. The outside of the legs, working our way down. Inside of the legs coming up. A few times on the hip crease. And then we'll come on to one hand. Coming up the inside of the arm, over the top of the shoulder, down that backside. Coming up the backside, over the top of the shoulder, down the inside. Lifting the arm up, coming down the front. And digging into the armpit. Breathing into that space. Deep breath in. Exhale down that side of the body. One more time, deep breath into the armpit. Exhale down. And the other side. Coming up the inside over the top of the shoulder, down that back side. Coming up the back side, over the top of the shoulder, down the inside. Lifting that arm up, coming down the front. And again, digging into the armpit. And deep breath in. Exhale down. One more time, deep breath in. Exhale down. And we'll do some bouncing. So just kind of bouncing on the heels here. Staying with a nice deep breath. And just allowing any tension, anything that you really don't need to carry anymore, just to kind of move with the breath. Just like alleviating the system. This can be a wonderful practice just to clear. If you have some energies in your system that need to be cleared, you can do this for 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you will feel a difference. If you do this for more than 5 minutes, for sure, I guarantee you will feel different in your system afterwards. And bringing the hands out to the sides, relaxing the wrists. And up above the head. Coming out front. Going down again. And we'll let go of the heel bouncing, leaning back, open the chest, nice deep breath. Leaning forward, open the back. Nice deep breath here. And turning to one side. The other side. And coming back to center. One more breath. And stop. Just noticing for a moment, for a couple breaths. Just being present with what's happening in your system. Thoughts, emotions, physical sensations. We'll touch into standing posture just briefly. So our toes are pointed forward, our feet are parallel to one another. Slight bend in the back of the knee. So just like unlocking the knee. We don't want the knee totally locked. So we're just unlocking the knee just to allow that chi flow down through the legs. Little tug to the top of the crown, just kind of pulling the head and neck upwards. Slight dropping of the pelvis just to allow that lengthening of the spine, and then a little space between the elbows and the torso, and just allowing the hands and fingers to hang. This is our posture of being relaxed and also ready at the same time. It's a place of effortless effort. So we'll open with 3 breaths, bringing down the heavens, inhaling the arms up to the sides, turning the hands to face the heavens, gathering, palms facing downwards. Exhale, just allowing the system to settle, releasing down and out the bottoms of the feet. And 2 more, inhale up, turning to the heavens, gather, and exhale. And one more. Turning up to the heavens, gather. Palms facing down, exhale. We'll start with some spinal rolls today. So dropping the chin and then allowing that spine to roll down and then lifting that forehead up and out, coming back in, dropping that chin again, rolling down the spine, lifting up and out. You can bring the shoulders into this if you want. So getting that nice deep movement into the spine, especially for those of us that have sitting jobs. And one more. And then we're going to pause. We're going to reverse direction so that chin's coming out forward and then dropping, pulling in and then rolling up the spine. Chin out in front, dropping and rolling up the spine. And one. Coming up. And then we're going to move out and down again, forward folds, and just allowing the head to hang for a moment. So breathing into the lower back here, allowing the head and neck to relax and just hang. You can bring a little sway into that lower back, lower torso if you want, and breathe. After your next exhale, touch the outside edge of your pinky toes and then begin the inhale, tracing along the outside edge of the foot to the back of the heel, and then start rolling up the spine towards a standing posture, tracing up the back of the leg to the kidneys, the lower back, and we'll do a little bit of rubbing here on the lower back just to get some warmth here. Sending a little bit of love and appreciation and gratitude into the lower back. And then we're going to do a few gentle taps here in the lower back. Placing the palms on the kidneys, inhale, chest forward, and exhale, release. Inhale up, arms to the sides, palms facing one another, forward fold at the hips. And again, hanging, breathing. Allowing that exhale to release downwards. Bringing that little sway into the lower back, just slight movement. And after your next exhale, touch the outside edge of your pinky toe and begin that inhale, tracing along the outside edge of the foot to the back of the heel, and then coming back up to the standing posture, tracing up the center of the back of the leg, back to the kidneys once again. Few rubs, a little bit of warmth for the kidneys and the water element. Still breathing. And a few gentle taps on the kidneys. And placing the palms on the kidneys, inhale, chest forward, and release. Going to stay with some clearing. We're going to keep clearing a little bit here today. So inside of the big toe, we're going to trace up. Inhale, coming up the inside of the leg, up to the chest, crossing the arms across the torso to the shoulders, sliding down the arms, palms meet, rotate the palms, and release. So that's the inhale, or I'm sorry, that's the first breath. And then the second one is going to be tracing along the arms, up over the head, onto the back of the neck, down onto the chest, moving down the torso, around back to the kidneys, and then sliding down the backs of the legs. Grab your heels, and then almost like you're lifting your heels up, like you're pulling your heels up. If y'all want to watch me for a sec, I'll just show you. It's more of an energetic pull, so it's like a lifting and then a release. Yeah. So that's the two. So we're clearing the channels. We're clearing the yin channels on the inside and then clearing the yang channels on the backside. And we'll do it a couple times slow and then we're going to speed it up. So inside of the big toe, inhale, coming up the inside of the legs, crossing the arms across the chest, sliding down, palms meet, rotating the palms, release. Sliding backs of the arms up over the head, onto the back of the neck, down the torso, around back to the kidneys, back of the legs, grab the heels, lift, and release. Yeah, nice. Inside of the big toe coming up, inhale up that inside, cross the chest, sliding down the arms, palms meet, rotate, release. Backs of the arms, over the head, onto the back of the neck, down the torso, around to the kidneys, down the backside, ankles, lift, release. So we want to do inhale, release, inhale, release. So we're gonna make it quite a bit faster because we want to do it all in one breath. So big toes, inhale up, and then over the back. Inhale, coming down, and release. Big toe coming up. Three more. Settling into our standing posture. Let's do one more clearing, bringing the prayer hands to the heart center. And just settling the breath a little bit. Inhale, bringing those hands up above the head. And this is a strong exhale and a pushing out. So it's a, and then a slight lift. Exhale down. Inhale up. And then exhale, clearing the field out to the sides. Returning to that prayer posture. Inhale up. Strong clearing. Light lift. Settle. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, clearing your field. Returning to prayer posture. Inhale up and clear. Lift. Inhale all the way up, clearing the field. Returning to that prayer posture. Inhale up. Light lift. Settle. Inhale up. Clearing the field. Inhale up to the upper belly. Exhale down. Settling the belly. So a little bit here to settle the belly. Inhale to heart. Settling the heart. Exhale down. And inhaling to the upper dantian, the mind. Exhale, settling the mental energy, allowing it to move down and out the bottoms of the feet. Do one more for the mind. Exhale down. Going to move into a form to kind of tonify and strengthen the water chi, and specifically with the kidneys, but the water in the body. So we're going to go over reverse breathing again for the first time for those of you that don't know that yet. But so as we inhale, we want to pull the belly in. And then as we exhale, push the belly out. Inhale, pull belly in. Exhale, pushing it out. Pulling it in and pushing it out. So that's the kind of breath that we want to have for this particular form. So it's generating a lot of chi where we're putting it. Like when we're using our mental energy to kind of focus that chi, that reverse breathing is bringing more chi into it, as opposed to just a regular breath or expanding with the inhale. So it's like more force. It brings more force into the form. So yeah. So this one, it's like almost like you're holding two knives or two swords, and you're going to draw them away from yourself. So bringing those hands in. So then we want to inhale, pull belly in, exhale, pushing out. And there's like a force, like you're actually like kind of flexing your muscles, like you're really pushing here. You want to feel that strength within your arms. So inhale, pull belly in, exhale, push. Pull in, push. 3 more. Stronger push. 1 more. Settle. Coming back to our standing posture. Just taking that moment to kind of hold the kidneys, hold the water of the kidneys for a moment, and just kind of breathe into the lower back, and feeling into that space. We're going to inhale, bring that water around front, lifting it up over the head, turning the palms over, and then exhale, settling all the way down, folding forward, allowing yourself to relax. Inhale, coming back up. And then we're going to settle backwards. So there's just kind of a backwards movement. Inhale forward. Exhale down again. Inhale, coming up, settling back. Inhale up and down. Inhale, coming back to standing posture. So this time we want to do the opposite side. So whatever hand you had on top, we'll switch sides. So again, inhale, pull belly in. Exhale, push. Inhale, pull belly in. Pushing with force. 3 more. Strong. 1 more. That'll. Coming back to the kidneys, holding the kidneys just briefly, breathing into that space behind the back. Feeling the nourishment of the water within the system and the force of the water. And inhale, bringing that forward and up. Turning the palms over the head, exhale down. So the water element settling downwards, forward fold. Inhale, coming up. And then that slight lean back again. Looking up. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, coming back up. Inhale, lift. Forward fold. And inhale back to our standing posture, settling in. And taking a couple breaths in a yin state of stillness. You're going to do a little bit of wood forms here. So with the wood element at this time, it's like a gentle form. So inhale up, a little bit of a squat here, kind of pushing the butt out a little bit, and then exhale, coming back up. It's a very simple form just to kind of help us strengthen the wood element. Inhale forward, exhale. So the water element feeds the wood element. So the kidneys and the bladder nourish the liver and the gallbladder. So we're bringing that water force into the wood element to help us nourish these organs a little bit. And the liver has a lot to do with courage. So when we're supporting the wood element, we're supporting that courage to show up in the way that we want to show up in our lives, to do difficult things or to do challenging things, and to show up with force, accuracy, and integrity. We'll do 2 more. 1 more. Stepping out to the left side, left hand's coming up. So we're moving at an angle here and really just stretching here, looking up that left hand. Take that breath in. Exhale, coming back to center, palms facing one another. Settling to lower belly, back to standing posture, opening to the right side. And exhale, coming back into center. Switching the hands, stepping out to the left side. And exhale, coming back. Out to the right. Exhale, coming in. So inhale as we open, and then exhale back to center. Do one more on each side. Settling. We're going to move into a couple of still postures just to fortify certain aspects of being. And so we'll start with humility. So crossing the arms in front, palms facing away, slight bow of the head. And finding that humility within ourselves to understand that we're a part of this great system. It's like the earth, our relationships, our family, our friends, our coworkers. Just finding ourselves as a part of that. Without having to push ourselves in the way of anything, without pushing that pride or that shame into our way of being. And from here, we're going to step that stance out a little bit. Take that breath in, coming up in the stance a little bit, opening the hands out to the side, settling into that stance, and just really owning the full space of your being, your full field. So taking that confidence of owning your experience, owning your part in this great mystery. Deep breath into the belly, dropping the tailbone. One more breath into the belly. And stepping the feet back together, settling down. Do a breath just to clear the field. Inhale up. Exhale out to the sides, just clearing that field. This is your field, your energetic space. One more. And then we're going to start to pull that earth chi into the lower belly. So inhale, bringing those hands forward and up. A little bit of a crouch here again, and then exhale down. We're going to come up onto the toes. Inhale, lifting, and you can even lift your front toes off the ground a little bit and settling back. So as you're pulling in, you're lifting that earth chi up into the belly and then exhaling down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bringing that chi deeper into the belly. So we're in the lower belly here, just below the navel. Bringing that awareness into that space. Settling the chi into the belly. Pulling earth up. Exhale, settling into the belly. Do a few of these. Anchoring the awareness into the lower belly. Two more. Back to our standing posture. little bit of nourishing, a little bit more gathering for the lower belly here. So exhale forward, inhale, pulling in. Exhale forward, gathering, inhale, pulling into lower belly. Filling up our lower dantian and our center of Jing. This is the center that animates the body and gives us vitality. So filling up our vitality. 2 more. Settling into that space. So we're just a couple inches below the navel. And then moving our awareness about halfway between the front and back of the torso. Just feeling like there's a ball of light there, about the size of your fist. Breathing into that space. We're going to just kind of tonify that a little bit. So rotating the palms one on top of the other, and then switching sides. Nice and slow, and just really breathing into that interior space of the lower belly. And allowing the movement of the palms to really help to strengthen the force of the chi in that lower belly. We'll stay with this for a few breaths. Close your gap. Still. Okay. Manageable. Okay. Move into the microcosmic orbit here. So coming palms facing one another. And this time we're gonna, similar to the form we were already doing, this time as we inhale up, coming up on the toes, and then exhaling down. And again, lifting the toes off the ground. So we can turn the palms forward to face up, inhale up the spine, bringing that awareness up the spine, exhale down the front line. Placing the tongue to the roof of the mouth, just behind the front teeth, inhale up. Coming over the top of the head, exhale down the front line. Back under the torso, inhale up the spine. Over the top of the head, exhale down. Inhale up the spine. Exhale down the front line. Under the torso, up spine. Exhale down. Little tug to the top of the crown here, just to give that nice alignment to the spine. And just cycling the chi here. Having that chi move through the spine can really help with our ability to make difficult decisions and our ability to really just face the challenges that life throws at us. Do a couple more. Settling down. So, I want to do a form that I'm not very good at mirroring. So I might just turn around. So left palm facing up off to that left side, right palm facing down, also off to that left side. And then we're going to flip them over both and bring that right palm up to the third eye. So it's like about 6 inches in front of your third eye. And that left palm is going to sweep across as we move across to that right side. And then we're going to switch the palms. Left palm comes up to third eye, and then again sweeping across to that left side. Switching palms. Inhale as we move across to the right side. Settle a little into the stance, dropping the knees just a little bit, and exhale coming across to that left side. Right palm comes up to the third eye. Inhale across to the right side. Coming down into the stance, exhale across to left. Inhale across to right. Exhale across to left. So creating that harmony between the mind and the body, the upper and lower dantians here. On that lower hand, it's like it's sweeping across. So the palms kind of facing in front, like you're sweeping in front of yourself. So that next time we come across to that right side, we're going to pause in the middle. So the palms come next to one another, pause, and then we're going to flip them again, bringing that right palm up to the third eye, and then that left palm sweeps across to the left side. Switching the hands, left palm comes up, inhale across to right side. Dropping a little bit, exhale across to left. Inhale across to right. Dropping just that little bit, exhale across to left. And just kind of feeling into the harmony of the form. Do one more round. And then coming back to that left side. And then there's going to be kind of a big gathering. So bringing both those hands out. Inhale, pulling into lower belly. And again, settling chi. Palms facing into lower belly. A few breaths here. And just feeling that fortification of the belly. Nice deep belly breaths here. Can like give that little tug to the top of the crown and that little drop of the tailbone. It's a nice long spine here. We're going to move into a fortification of our essential channel, our core. So inhaling the hands up to the sides, backs of the fingers come together, pointing in towards your center, towards your core. Exhale, coming down the center and feeling that fullness moving into the core of your being. Inhale up. Backs of the fingers together, pointing in. Exhale, filling central channel and filling your core. And go at the pace of your breath. Feeling that sense of fullness taking place within our core. Feeling it above the head. So that connection to the heavens moving all the way through the torso and then out the tailbone and down into the earth. Feeling that sense of grounded. Bringing the feet underneath the shoulders, toes pointed forward, slight bend in the back of the knees. Couple more breaths like this. And at the end of your next exhale, we're going to reverse directions. So then inhaling up and then out to the side. So cleaning and purifying your full field, owning your space, feeling that all the way underneath the feet. Inhaling up the core, over the top of the head, out to the edges of your field. And go again at your pace, at the pace of your breath. Just a little bit, bring your feet. Yeah. See how that feels. See if that feels a little different for you. So we're gonna bring this out to the front and back as well. So on your next inhale, when you get to the top, kind of turn to one side and then breathe. So you're kind of filling out that field to the front and back of you as well. Turning back to center, inhaling up, and then turning to the opposite side. So really feeling like the full egg of your field is being cleansed and purified, and just owning that space. We'll do one more on each side. Then we'll do one more facing forward, out to the sides. And move into one last form, just a gentle earth form, just to help us settle. So it's a shifting of the posture. So shifting that posture onto the right foot, shifting onto the left foot. And like you could even pull that opposite foot off the ground a little bit to just really feel your weight stacked. And so then we're going to bring the hands in, just a gentle movement across the front of the body and just shifting the weight. And you can let go of the lifting of the feet. It's just kind of just a little practice to just really feel the weight stacked. So you want to kind of get about 90% of your weight onto each foot. And then lifting that crown back up and just having that nice gentle movement. So this is an earth form. It's like settling into the body, the physical body, settling the belly, stomach, and the digestion, and working with balance. And balance is one of the virtues of the earth element. Mm. So when we work with earth, it's like we find that physical balance and we allow that to move into our emotional state, our emotional balance, and our mental balance as well. And so nice, gentle breath here. If you want to bring it into the belly, it can be really nourishing for the form as well. And just a couple more breaths. Nice slow movement here. And at the end of your next breath, coming back to our standing posture. Toes pointed forward, slight bend in the back of the knees, nice long spine, little space between the elbows and the torso, breathing into the belly. And taking this time to call in the virtues that you want to bring with you through your evening and into your week. And just calling those into your experience. Patience, courage, serenity, abundance, joy, laughter, respect, groundedness, balance, harmony. Just whatever it is that you want to call into your experience in your being, just taking a couple breaths to do that. We'll move into our closing 3 breaths, bringing down the heavens. Inhale, palms facing down, pulling that earth chi up, turning at the height of the shoulders to the heavens, gathering. Palms facing in towards the body, blessing the self, filling the self, nourishing the self, calling in those virtues. Again, inhale, pulling earth up, gathering heavens, blessing yourself, blessing your centers, blessing your core, blessing your body. And one more. Blessing your energetic structure, Settling, placing the palms one on top of the other over the lower belly, just below the navel. If you want to rotate the ankles a little bit, just to get some chi and blood back into this part, feel free. And just starting to bring that breath into the belly. You can come back to what feels like a normal standing posture for yourself. And just a few breaths into the belly, settling the chi, stabilizing the forms into our system. And feeling that sense of balance and harmony. And the right hand is the fist representing the pearl, the open left hand representing the sword, bringing them together in the heart center, and just taking that moment to honor our journeys, honoring our paths, honoring the challenges that we face in our life, honoring the way that we meet those challenges, honoring the elements, honoring nature, honoring the earth, honoring balance and that sense of groundedness, honoring the Tao and bowing deeply into center.